Well, there you go. There's new music on Night Sounds. Barry and Joe here, and that was Robby Hecht with his latest song, "Old Radio." And look who's in the middle, Joe.
Woo!
It's
Which way?
Robby
That way?
Hecht
That
is
way?
here.
Some way. Hi, Robby.
Hey, Robby.
Hello.
That was a great song, man. You have a new album coming out early April. It's called Not a Number. And
hmm
we're very pleased to have you on. Very excited for your congratulations on your great success there. How's it feel to release an album?
It feels good. It's been a while. I put out a duo record with Caroline Spence in 2018, so that was like the last time that wasn't during a pandemic. I guess I put a record out in 2020, but it feels like a Bermuda Triangle of a release.
Wait, was
But
that your first release? Did you have something? But when was your first ever album? Like, what was the first? Actually, you know what? Let's go to the Wayback Machine. Barry, give me the
Let's
Wayback
do it.
Machine.
Diddly-doo, 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 diddly-doo.
When was the first time you were ever in a recording studio?
Okay, so in 2008, I put out my first solo record. I put out a band record with a band called All Day Radio in 2006, but we recorded
Oh,
that
that's a good name for a band.
in our house. Yeah,
Oh,
it
you
was a
did?
really good. Yeah, like here we bought my friend Jason Jerzak, who lives in New Orleans now. He's like a tuba player slash bass player, songwriter. We made a record in 2006 in our like house that we were renting off of Music Grow, like right when we moved here, and then put it out. We used DVD cases for it because it was the album title was called Best of Season One, and like it was so confusing for everybody. And it cost $4 a unit because it was ridiculous. But then I made a solo record that came out in 2008 called Late Last Night with a producer named Lex Price, and I did my first 3 records with him. So 2008 was called Late Last Night, 2011 was Last of the Long Days, and then 2014 was a self-titled record.
So
Yeah.
so what's
And then
changed between early recordings then and now, like post COVID? Are things different now with recording?
I've done it differently every time. Like the first one, we did half of it in Lex's basement, and then the second half we did at the Compass Records studio. Like they had a deal for some reason; it was like a good deal. And then the second record we recorded at a place called the Toy Box
Ooh, yeah.
in East Nashville. This guy Lidge Shaw runs it. It's great. It's like my favorite studio in East Nashville, probably. He also has a podcast called Recording Studio Rockstars that's kind of taken off.
Nice.
And then 2014 we did half of it at Joe Pisapia's studio in East Nashville, and then we did the second half back at Toy Box again.
Yeah, so these are all Nashville things. You know, Robbie, we're Californians. I don't know if you take Sepulveda down to La Cienega like we do or not, but it seems to be like Nashville, Tennessee, and the Tennessee area. It's getting bigger too. We're talking to more and more very talented musicians that are coming from there. Are you seeing yourself like surrounded with people that are like, is that why your music is so good? Is because of your peers?
Yeah, I like more and more people keep moving here who were already my friends from meeting them at like songwriting contests or festivals or conferences or over the last 18 years. So people keep moving here. It's awesome. Like all my Austin friends and Northeast friends and LA friends, and then other people hate it and bail, but there's just like a great songwriting community here, and it's really evolved since I moved here in 2005.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, you didn't move there recently. You were like, this is like your hometown. Everybody's invading you.
Yeah, and I grew up in Knoxville, so it's like less than 3 hours away. So I kind of have like like I have Tennessee cred, but not necessarily Nashville cred, but it's like half. Like, yeah.
Half cred.
But
half cred.
yeah, I've been here for a while, like 2005. It's been a while. But when I moved here, it was like so many people had been here since the 90s, and they were like, oh, the new guy, everything's changed so much since we moved here. And it's just
how many years do you need to be in? How many years do you need to be in a town before you're not the new guy anymore? Like, is it 10 years until you're a local? Is it 8 years? Like, what's the year range? Like,
yeah, I guess I don't really know. I mean, the amount of change between 2005 and now, I think, is like exponential between the 90s and 2005. Like, it's so crazy.
I could tell you what I learned when I lived in Vegas, because I'm from LA and I moved to Vegas for radio for work, and I learned that if you're there over 2 years, you're
Mhm.
you're unable to leave. You're stuck there. Like you live there now. You're a local. So I think
Really? In
Joe,
In
Vegas?
Vegas?
But only
in
in Vegas.
Vegas, it's the
Oh, in
2 year mark. If you can make
Oh
it
wow.
2 years living there in that kind of world, then
Mhm.
now you consider yourself a local. I don't know how to be in Nashville. I think if you can play an instrument and you've played with like more than two people that are super famous in a small venue or something.
Then you're considered local.
That
I think people, I mean, people feel like they live here when there's like a hump, you know, any music town really, but I don't know, it feels small here. So I think there's like more pressure to feel like you've like gotten into the thing. There's no like expectation that you would get lost here like the way like you would in LA or something. So it's like, I think when people just get over the hump and like start getting regular gigs, like musicians at least, or singer-songwriters, you start getting to like hang out with people whose music you love, you know? And it's just a matter of hanging out and being a normal person and being nice, like a lot of it. And then like doing well when you get the opportunity, I think.
Speaking of when you were first starting out, did you get like a house gig that really like helped solidify the fact that like, hey, I can actually do this. This person wants to actually legitimately pay me money to sing and play. Oh my goodness. Like, did you have one of those?
I don't know. I mean, I started at the University of Wisconsin in Madison and just playing like the coffee shop open mic thing. And then that went from like to the actual little gig at the coffee shop thing. Uh, and then
It's like
I don't know,
Jack
I moved
Johnson
here.
style.
no, dude.
Like what?
Joe, he doesn't
It's
need
like Jack
anything.
Johnson's like Jack Johnson. I went to school in Santa Barbara when the singer-songwriter Jack Johnson was there. And he did the
Oh,
same
yeah,
thing.
okay.
Yeah. He just like started out playing at coffee shops and like, oh, hey, you're really good. How about we pay you $50 to do this every Saturday night? He's like, sure. You know, it's
Yeah,
like, it
cool.
just
You're gonna
evolves
pay
from
me
there.
anything? Awesome. Yeah, that's better. As long as it's better money than busking, it feels like a gig. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's the
Busking
secret. If
hard.
someone will pay you more than not getting hired and how much you could make, then you've got a gig. Yeah.
But Joe, he may be reminiscent of the Jack Johnson, but once you start hearing the music, you're hearing things by the names of Tom Waits, Jim Croce,
Mm.
James Taylor. It's that.
Oh yeah.
We're
We're getting back to like some Jackson Brown stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I feel you can get away with doing anywhere, in any stage, in any situation. Do you find yourself like whipping out the guitar at some of the most inopportune times?
Like in my
Like,
life,
when
like
you're
I should
waiting
be
for a
going on a
bus,
date.
or you're on a
Um,
date, you're like, hey, I brought my guitar. You want to hear a
oh
song?
my god, I
You're,
should do
you're
that
making this
more.
sound like the Barbie movie now.
I don't know. I've always had the like I'm so shy. Like the smaller the audience, the more shy I am. So like if I'm hanging out with two people and they're like, play us a song, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. I thought we were just hanging out. It's like, it's
family
always,
reunions must be awful for you. Oh, hey, Robby can play guitar. Hey, we got a campfire going.
God.
Robby, bring it out. Oh, man, no.
My grandmother used to try and make like family talent shows happen. So we'd all be hanging out and she'd be like, you do something and you do something. Let's have a talent show. And everyone would be like, no. And then we'd have to do that.
So
I have an uncle
your family did that too, huh? Oh
my
man,
God.
it was like the worst at family reunions. They were like, all right, all the kids, come on over. All right, show us what you can do. We're like, oh, that's the worst.
It's rough. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the last few months has just been album release, like posting things on the internet and like logistics. So I force myself to do co-writing while I'm here, which is a nice thing that I have access to, because then I can like have to write in a 4-hour period, or like I can't just be like, I want to write, but it's hard to be creative when I should be working on a spreadsheet. So it's nice for that.
So,
it's nice to be like in situations where you have to be creative.
Tell us more about that. You're in a co-op right now with somebody?
No, like co-writing with people. I have a roommate who's a singer-songwriter. That could be like a co-op. Does that count as a co-op?
Sure. Why not?
I think you could claim it on your taxes for that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. My roommate's name is Danny Nichols. She's a singer-songwriter she lives in Bedford, England, but she just got she's been coming here for forever, and she finally like did the work visa thing. And so she's like here for 3 years, just like doing the Nashville thing, and it's awesome. And so I was like, come live with me while you're transitioning over. So we've got a nice little like a little mini community here.
Hey, everybody needs roommates to pay the rent, man.
Wait a minute. So you're writing writing songs for other people in Nashville, and I think that should be probably as lucrative as like a lawyer in California. You know what I mean? You should probably clean up doing that, because aren't there like every corner in our mind, every corner you see some dude with a banjo, you know, or like a bass guitar or something.
What? This
in
isn't
Nashville.
Winslow, Arizona. It's Tennessee, man.